I've been toying with the idea of creating what I learned to call a diorama of my childhood railway station for many years, and I've always found it to be rather a daunting project. Then I came across the Metcalfe range of red brick carved buildings, which could have been designed specifically for the Cheshire Line's architecture. And a couple of years ago I started building them, at that time simply to fill up already crammed bookcases, and a little bit of time as well. I grew up in Cheshire, and my local station was in Knutsford on the Manchester to Chester line. The main passenger traffic that I recall in the early days was hauled by what I had recently found out were Stanier Black 5s 460 steam locos. I'm sure all of us recognise our own local stock from our childhood as the de facto norm, because that's what we grew up with. A few miles in the other direction was Chelford Station, on the main west coast line between Crewe and Manchester. So if Stockport had had a nice ice rink, or Old Trafford had been further east in Manchester, I could easily have grown up with a completely different set of normal. There was a lot of freight carried through Knutsford, oil and its derivatives from Stanlow and Carrington refineries, and lots of local goods as well. I remember Knutsford when it still had goods wagons and coal shunted into the station and the yard sidings. The other main source of goods traffic was from ICI's Derbyshire limestone quarries, bringing lime and quicklime down via Manchester to the sprawl of ICI's Mon Division saltworks across Runcorn, Northwich and Winsford. I dimly recall 5 and 7 plank wagons giving way to purpose-built covered wagons which will one day grace my layout. As my stock of buildings grew and as lockdown hit earlier this year, it became clear that push had finally turned to shove and it was time to get to work. Some quick research demonstrated that quite large sums of money would be required, but thank goodness for eBay. Recently I've bought a 2-car DMU, complete with speed whiskers, as I recall from my early days of travelling on the line. If not quite the required destination boards, it's very close. A job lot of Pico Class 100 nickel-silver track got me started on the planning and layout stages, and my DMU was very quickly joined by a black 4, not quite a black 5, but still a 460 and very similar to what I recall, and a bargain to boot. So now the loft conversion will start to happen. All very minimalist, but it is very dry up there, which is half the battle, and it's half boarded, so at least I've got a platform to work on. I wonder how many of you are like me, more interested in the development and realisation of a drama than the final operation of a railway line. I really do hope I never finish it. I am fairly confident from all the comments I've seen in the press of model railway enthusiasts that this is not a forlorn hope either. I don't think a model railway station or diorama is ever actually finished. So, the track you can see set up behind me was set up to help with the planning and the testing of the 2 engines when they arrived. Both ran really well in a range of speed settings, despite the fact that the track was laid onto carpet in the night, so not ideal circumstances. I can't honestly say that video will be a big part of my progress through the development of a diorama, but we'll see how we go.